Hey, what's up? Dave with Brazos Barbell. So this week was my last week in what was originally planned to be my last week in my first development block with reactive training systems and Mike Tuchscherer. But the problem was that it went too well, and that means that I'm going to be doing one more week of this, and it has me a little bit afraid because this week of training was pretty challenging. But more than that, it was just one of the best training weeks I've really ever had. So moving into one more week, it's hard to have expectations anything better than what just happened. So I wanted to make this video of the block recap because I don't know what's going to happen this coming week, and this was the planned end to this block, and it went better than I could have ever imagined. So what I'm going to be showing in this video is the first 2 days of my week. So the first 2 days are where I do all my competition movements. So the competition squat and bench on Mondays, and then competition deadlift on Tuesdays. And I PR'd all 3 of those lifts. So not only gym PRs, but all-time PRs. And I really just could not be happier with where my training is sitting. So at this point, my body weight is right around 99 and a half, so 99 to 100 kilos. In pounds, I'm weighing about 218 to 220 pounds every day. So pretty much right on track with where I wanted to be heading into nationals. But right now, my training is going much better than I anticipated. So I might push that body weight up just a little bit above where I had planned, just to be a little bit more competitive at this year's nationals, because my goals are definitely shifting at this point. So when I started this block, I started with a single at 8 at 585 pounds. So this weight right here was my first single 6 weeks ago. And it was at most, or I'd say at best, a 7.5. And then that was not a peak performance. Obviously, I squat much more than that generally, but to start that block with 585 and then have it moving like this at this point is really incredible. So it really feels like barely even a warm-up at this point. So I took some bigger jumps. The whole plan of this workout was really to go after 700. Having talked to Mike, we were planning on ending this week here, but because this week kind of went as well as it did, we ended up we're going to extend it. So that 655 was my best squat before this block was 660, so that basically was tying a PR. And then this is 700 right here, which was an all-time PR. 675 was my best squat last week, but if I'm only including things before this block, this would have been a 40-pound PR. So to say my training is going well is an understatement. So to now be looking to be one of the better squatters in my weight class is something that I'm really excited about. It's not something that I was expecting to have happen anytime soon. So things moving like this right now it has me reevaluating what some of the expectations are and some of the goals are going into nationals, but I'll touch on that. So after that single, I still had working sets to do, so 615 for 2 sets of 4, and both of these felt right about an 8, which is really exciting after that big emotional high after the 700 and what turned out to be a longer break than intended. So again, I started this block with a single at 585, and now sets of 4 with 615. I think my all-time best is a single set of 5 at 617. So now that I'm doing working sets above 600, I think I did something like 22 reps above 600 just this week. So that's been phenomenal progress on what I felt like was specifically the lift that was holding me back. With my decision to come up to 105s, it was mostly about my squat that I thought would benefit the most, and then my bench press was kind of secondary, which followed up on today also with a pretty big surprise. So after squatting, I moved to bench press, and my singles have definitely been getting better. My bench press is getting better all throughout this block, but they've been hovering right around the 400-ish range at an 8 RPE. But my goal today was to hit something. I wanted 405 at an 8, maybe 420. My all-time best bench is 418 or 190 kilos. So I was looking to just get a little PR. So 405 right here felt like a 7. This one actually felt like a warm-up. This was my original plan for the day. So I put on 20 more pounds to go up to 425 right after this, which was an all-time PR. So this 425, which felt like an 8, was an all-time PR, and that was really shocking to me. So moved up past this one and loaded up 200 kilos or 440 pounds for my top single, which I thought was going to be a little bit easier, but ended up being a pretty good grind. But just these 2 days right here, it was I think 60 or 70 pounds over my best competition squat. And then this bench press is again another 25 pounds over my best bench press. So things are already looking to be in pretty good shape for what my total could be at come nationals. Just in, I guess we're about 8 weeks out right now. So 375 for sets of 4 here. I don't remember exactly how many sets I did, but these felt pretty smooth. I think my first single of the block was 385 at an 8, so now 375 for sets of 4 at 8. I couldn't be happier with the progress all around. So the day 2 deadlifts have actually been something that I think we're going to be changing after this block, where I'm going to move the day 2 deadlifts to the end of the week, where I've traditionally felt a little bit better. So to have the performance that I'm showing here on my second day of the training week is another lift that I'm very, very happy with. I actually don't think that this is my best deadlift day in the week. So to pull what I did is something that I couldn't. It just has me extremely excited about what's in store for this year and really just going forward over the next little while. So I ended up working up to 360 kilos or 793 pounds, which I've pulled 800 pounds on pound plates. It's been a while. It's been probably 2 years, but I haven't pulled anything above 355 on kilo plates. And I never have pulled anything above 355. So I pulled 360 today fairly casually. My deadlifts didn't feel spectacular warming up. And just that this was something I pulled 340, which I intended to be my last warm up, and then ended up getting up to 360 and followed that with sets of 4 with 320 kilos or 705. So this block has just been something that has been extremely exciting for me. Some of the reasons that I think things are going so well, it may be different than what the expectation might be. I'm definitely training with more intensity. I'm training with a little bit less volume than I normally do. Not a whole lot, but one of the biggest things with the structure right now is that I'm doing a lot more hard work than I generally have, but that no day really has a super high priority. So what that's done for me is it's made it to where most days that I'm going in, almost every day, feels about the same from a mentality standpoint. I'm not going into any specific day with super high expectations. Shifting to focusing on RPE instead of going after certain numbers has been a really big change. I've mentally and actually having accountability with it is that now I go in every day looking to execute to the best of my abilities, but that I'm not really number hunting except for this day that we see here, because I was given the green light anticipating it was going to be my last week of the block. But I think the biggest thing for me is just lots of little things adding up. Good sleep, good nutrition, obviously lots of nutrition, moving up a weight class, but the consistency, I think, is really the biggest thing. Consistency in my mentality, and then consistency with effort across every day. There have been brief down performances here and there, but I've never let any of those turn into a full bad session. So all of this has been something that's really exciting for me. I'm sure I've said that plenty of times in this recap, that I'm really excited about what this year will end up being for me, and I think there's a possibility again that I can be really making a run for that top spot in the weight class in the 105s, but there's a lot of competition. So this block is just block number 1. It'll be after this week, I'll be moving into my deloader pivot, and then it'll be really gearing up into Raw Nationals. So I'll be making some videos, training logs on the way in, keeping everybody posted. But if you want to follow more on that, just look at my Instagram. But if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for other videos, instructional videos, and we'll see you next time.